All right, guys, tips and tricks on how to fight Arc Tempered Raid Dow. This is Chris from Minutemen Gaming. Let's get into it. First things first, he's not an Elder Dragon. He's an Apex monster. So unlike the Arc Tempered monsters from World, he can be captured, right? But anyway, let's start with my number one tip. Always go with the sneak attack, right? A lot of people, I've been playing online to helping some people out because I've already built the full armor and I've mixed and matched it into one of my favorite armor sets already. One of the few things I don't see people doing is they're just jumping in and doing mount attacks right away. Normally that's fine. Don't get me wrong, because most monsters aren't going to be at this level of aggression. Remember, Arc Tempered monsters are very aggressive. So tip number one, always do a sneak attack. And if you really want to be extra, if you have a coordinated team and as those are your friends, you can actually get in there and count down together and do sneak attacks at the same time to maximize the damage. Now, if it's just a bunch of random people, the first person that get there can do a sneak attack. That's fine, but please do a sneak attack. That's extra damage just to start off the hunt strong. Tip number two, a lot of you are getting tickets for the seasonal event. A lot of you are probably not eating the meals. I don't know. Before the hunt, and not before the hunt because the meals do last an hour, make sure you have a meal ready. Now, I would prefer someone eats with insurance because that's an extra life and insurance meal goes a long way. But if you don't have a lot of regular like pickup vouchers or someone is offering you a meal, go and use the Blossom event vouchers. You're getting like 3 a day. Don't be cheap. A lot of them come with Defender Meal High. So that's tip number two, right? Eat one of the meals. Go for Insurance Meal or Defender Meal High. Defender Meal High is like divine protection. And the Lucky Cat might also, well, the Lucky Up might also give you an additional Gamma ticket anyway, right? That's just extra. But yeah, go with the Defender High meal or Insurance meal because that might save you from one of his attacks. Now, he's a combo monster, which means he doesn't have a lot of attacks that's meant to one-shot you. The electricity he generates, especially with the aftershocks on the ground, are meant to stun you so he can follow up and attack again. So you want to keep moving. Tip number three is when he hits you, don't lay there thinking you're invincible because there's a 90% chance he's going to follow up and attack again. Get up, sidestep, get up, dive out the way. Don't stay still. He doesn't stay still and you don't want to stay still either. His whole thing is to just continually attack you when you're down. And if you want to think of it like a fighting game, people have light attacks and heavy attacks. Heavy attacks knock you down and you get a little bit of invulnerability before you get back up. He's not one of those monsters. He does light attacks and he has like one heavy attack, which is Charge Ultimate Bolt. It's not doing that all the time. He's doing a lot of regular bolts that are light attacks that are meant to hit you, make you feel like you're stunned, but your hunter can still move and then attack you again. Keep moving, call your secret, dash out the way, dive out the way, run out the way, sidestep out the way, something. All right, that's tip number three. Don't stay still. He's not staying still. Don't stay still. Doesn't matter if the hunt takes you 5 minutes or 30 minutes. The whole point is to pile up damage, but he's going to be very annoying because he doesn't stay still. On my first hunt, it took me 19 minutes to beat him. All right. Tip number four. I recommend bringing ice weapons. There's a lot of people bringing paralysis, which is fine, but he's 1 star to paralysis, which means he's more resistant to paralysis than other monsters. So you actually going to benefit more from bringing a high DPS weapon, especially like something that like the ice weapons really hurt his face, right? His face takes more damage from ice weapon than any other weapon. Now, ice and water does the same thing to the rest of the body, but he takes more damage to his face from ice. So I do recommend having most people bring ice weapons. If 2 people want to bring paralysis weapons, sure, that's fine. You can get him, you can paralyze him up to 3, maybe 4 times in the middle of a fight if there's 2 of you. But Again, he doesn't stay paralyzed as long as other monsters because he's a little bit more resistant, and the buildup takes longer. Because I'm in a 4-man hunt and I'm the only person that brings paralysis, and I like a regular Gormagala, I know that Gormagala is going to get paralyzed 3, maybe 4 times by myself. If there's 2 of us, 5, 6 times, maybe more. So just keep that in mind, right? If you want to maximize your DPS, you want to bring like something, I would, unless you're using a gun lance, if you're using like dual blades, bow, something that's, or even a charge blade, charge blade, some switch axe, you want to bring something that's with an elemental benefit that's going to hurt him, because when those moments you get him down, utilize the next tip, utilize the tempered parts. You're only going to get 3 tempered wounded parts on him. I think it's 3, maybe it's 4, I forgot, but definitely 3. I'm sure there's a minimum of 3. It's going to be the face, it's going to be the leg, and it's going to be the tail. Whenever you hit a tempered part, he's falling to the ground, right? As we know with most tempered monsters. Time that, make sure you or your peoples are available to maximize DPS, because those are going to be essential DPS moments for when you knock him down, right? Next tip is you get about 3, maybe 4 flashes, guys. I know I said 3 at first, but it's really maybe 4 flashes, right? You want to time them properly, because a lot of his attacks is also dive attacks. So you don't want to accidentally flash him and he's already coming down to the ground, right? You could flash him when he's trying to do a thunderbolt and he stays down for a pretty decent time. Just keep in mind that the moment he gets up after you flash him, he's going to be extra aggressive, but he won't see where you are, so you can still get some good attacks off. Still watch out for those attacks, and you'll be okay. Next tip, if you're using a blade, cut off the tail. The tail is just going to limit the amount of range he has, so I like to cut off the tail first, especially since he does a lot of tail slams. That helps. Yeah. Don't forget your seeds, your power seeds, your armor seeds. Extra defense goes a long way. If you're over 400 defense, I don't think there's any attack he has that can one-shot you. So do with that information what you will. And the final tip, I am going to recommend the best man, and I'll say this in a previous video, the best hunts to take him on is 2-man hunts, right? You're just gonna have your cats, and if you bring your cats, you can bring them with a paralysis weapon or a poison weapon. These make the hunt go so much faster. The new paralysis weapon is very helpful, and I know it's a lot better than you bringing your own paralysis weapon because it's your cat. And make sure your cats are fully upgraded, by the way, because self-revive is a wonderful thing, right? And if you think about it, if each cat person has their cat that can revive, and you run and you guys have insurance, that's a bunch of lives. That's a bunch of opportunities. So actually, that's another tip. 2-man hunts is a wonderful idea, because if your cat has self-revive, that's going to increase your survivability, especially for those of you who are unable to pump in enough DPS and have a longer duration hunt. Listen, my quickest hunt with him has been maybe about 9 minutes. Don't be ashamed if you have a 20, 30-minute hunt, right? The whole point is to get him down, get the gear, and make yourself stronger. So if you need to run a defense charm, listen, I've been playing since PSP days and I still run a defense charm. If you need to run a defense charm, it goes a long way. And that's going to be my final tip. If you don't have survivability and you haven't fully upgraded your armor, run a defense charm. That might make a whole bunch of difference in just being able to take the hits. Okay? But yeah, I hope this video helps. And if you have any questions, like basically fighting styles with certain weapons types, let me know, comment on the video. I will do my best to assist you as much as I can. And also when I'm on stream, maybe Friday, if you guys are still having trouble, let me know. I'll build a room and we all hunt together. Thanks for watching. Happy hunting.